he didn't. Suddenly opened up for Omar Marmoush. The equaliser for Frankfurt in stoppage time. And it's that man again.
Omar Marmoush is genuinely insane and playing as well as prime Messi right now. Hang on, that's not bait. Just let me explain. If I had told you before the season started that someone would have 24 goal contributions in just 16 games, you would think that it'd be a global superstar or someone from a top club. Maybe Haaland revealed himself to be truly robotic. Maybe Ronaldo turned back the clock and started putting 5 in the back of the net every single match. But, you know, let's be real, that wouldn't be a big surprise given the league that he's in. Instead, it's Omar Marmoush that burst onto the scene from absolutely nowhere, playing for a Europa League team that averages just 43% possession in their league. After he hit his 3rd free kick this season, which was his 3rd in 3 matches, by the way, I wanted to talk about where this guy came from, how he's able to do so well, and if he can continue this unstoppable form. So Omar Marmoush, the man who is leading, or at least tied for, the most goal contributions in the top 5 leagues, came from virtually nowhere. This is his 2nd year playing for Frankfurt, and while his first season with them wasn't bad by any means, it certainly wasn't anything extraordinary. He got 23 goal contributions across all competitions last year, averaging a goal contribution every 136 minutes, or about 1.5 matches, solidifying his above average output. His club, Frankfurt, moved to 6th place after a 2-1 win against Gladbach in December, then stayed there for the rest of the season, earning them an above average finish. His team performances in the cup competitions followed in the same way, as they were knocked out in the round of 16 in every single one of them, including internationally. At this point, he and his team were basically a Hershey's chocolate bar. Like, yeah, it's fine, you'll take it still, it's candy, but you definitely want something better. At the same time, it's still certainly better than any of his previous seasons, and why I claim that he just came out of nowhere. In every single season before this, he never scored more than 10 goals in a season. Wait, scratch that. He never got more than 10 goal contributions in a season, besides one single year for Wolfsburg's 2nd team. Now, that was certainly not all of his fault, as he went out on loan in the winter, didn't have a lot of time to acclimate to his new team for one season, he missed a lot of time in another season due to injuries and the AFCON tournament, or he just wasn't given a lot of minutes to make his mark on the game, sometimes playing 6, 10, or 15 minutes. You could argue that there were flashes of what he could do, given he was still averaging a goal contribution every 2 matches during his best season, but again, that just highlights the fact that he was doing okay, never spectacular. And this was most likely the reason why Wolfsburg let his contract run down and joined Frankfurt for free, where he was finally able to get a chance and play more than 1,600 minutes in a season. The most minutes that he played in a season before joining Frankfurt was 1,582, but the season after joining Frankfurt was 3,145, nearly doubling the amount of minutes he played, and that's why he ended up performing at that Hershey chocolate bar level that we talked about before. And maybe that was all he needed to perform at the level that he's playing at now, just a chance. A team who trusted him, a team who has built up strikers before like Luka Jovic, Sebastian Haller, and Kolo Muani in recent years. Maybe that's all that was needed for him to be averaging a goal contribution every 18.5 minutes. 18.5 minutes for a goal. What the fuck? So what exactly makes Marmoush so deadly? How is he able to consistently put the ball in the back of the net while finding space for himself and his teammates? Well, a small reason is the fact that he just strikes the ball so cleanly. If you watch some of his highlights, you can see how well he connects with the ball, consistently hitting it with power and precision, almost like Harry Kane. Before anyone says anything, I'm not comparing the striker's ability, just how well they strike the ball. I should not have to clarify that, but some of you are dumbasses. You can see this in his penalties, as he routinely is able to find the corner of the goal. You can see this during open play, and you can see this when he hit those 3 aforementioned free kicks. Now, like I said, this obviously isn't the biggest factor as to why he's good, but cleanly striking the ball virtually every single time will always give someone a chance to score. But a bigger reason why he's succeeding is just the tactical approach of Frankfurt. Marmoush is quite good at finding space between and behind the defense, and that pairs really well with him being fast and how most of the Bundesliga clubs play. A lot of them play a very high line, opting for a pressing style of play. Even mid-table clubs do this, like Werder Bremen. And so because of this high-intensity pressure, Frankfurt, along with many other clubs, look to deploy a long ball style of play in attack, looking to win duels and second balls. This is why they're in the bottom third of possession in the Bundesliga with only 43%. But honestly, Frankfurt won't mind it. In fact, they will actually thank their opponents because all of those factors play right into Marmoush's hands. A high line deployed by most Bundesliga clubs allow Marmoush to find the space in behind, something that we mentioned he's already good at, and his pace allows him to exploit it with ease. The long ball tactics used by Frankfurt means that they'll be regularly searching for him and expect him to do the things that he excels at. Now you could argue that the defense should just double mark him or always put some type of player to always be following him. But that's the second part of Frankfurt's attacking plan and how they're able to just flourish so well this season as well as let Marmoush run free. You see, it's not as if Marmoush is the only good player in the team. He actually has an attacking partner named Hugo Ekitike. This guy's been having a solid season so far as well, with 13 goal contributions in 15 matches. In fact, he's one of the biggest reasons why opposition can't just specifically mark Marmoush, because if they don't pay attention to Ekitike, he'll make them pay. When Marmoush wasn't firing against Victoria Pleasant, Ekitike picked up the slack and got 2 goal contributions in the 3-3 draw. Against Bayern, while Marmoush was indeed man of the match, Ekitike added to the score sheet to help out his teammate and club, and just recently against Stuttgart and Gladbach, he added goals that made the difference between a draw and a win. This striker partnership, one that shouldn't be a surprise given how Frankfurt made Jovic and Haller into a deadly duo, is turning into one of the best ones in Europe. With Marmoush given free rein to essentially do what he pleases and what he's best at, while his attacking partner is more than capable of punishing defenders who don't take him seriously, it's helped Frankfurt get third in the league table right now. So Marmoush is clearly very good, he plays in a system that allows him to thrive, and he has a teammate to help pick up the slack and take the attention off of him at all times. So just how long can this dominance last? Well, unless he has the same ability as Kane, Salah, or Haaland, he'll most likely regress at some point because only the elite global superstars and genuine legends of the sport have the ability to consistently put up numbers like this. But to put in perspective how well Marmoush is currently playing, he could potentially play 39 more club matches across all competitions if his team were to make the Europa League final and the DFB Pokal final, meaning that he'd play 55 total matches if he were to play all of them and stay healthy. At the current rate that he's banging in goals and getting assists, he'd get about 83 goal contributions in those 55 matches, making him tied for 4th for the most goal contributions in a single club season, between Ronaldo and Messi. While it seems like a little bit of a drop-off is inevitable for nearly anyone in this position, it's still incredibly impressive that Omar Marmoush has found himself putting up numbers that are on pace with some of the best seasons of all time, accomplished by some of the best players of all time. Now I know that Marmoush isn't as good as Messi or Ronaldo, but he's currently putting up numbers that rival those two, and he's doing it in a top 5 league with a weaker team than those prime Barcelona and Real Madrid squads, which should count for something. So will he drop off? Almost certainly. But at this moment in time, Omar Marmoush is genuinely insane and playing as well as prime Messi.